Welcome to the Checkout Point, your quick dive into this week's e-commerce buzz with me, Alex, powered by Blikket. These 20 minutes pack the latest trends, news, and insights. Let's navigate the digital marketplace together. Ready? Let's go!
Hey folks, what's up everyone? Welcome to the Checkout Point by Blikket.co. I'm Max, coming to you slightly over-caffeinated as usual, which honestly is just my baseline at this point.
That checks out. And I'm Rachel. Happy to be here for week 44 with you all. Can you believe we're already this deep into November?
Right? And Halloween is literally this week. I haven't even figured out my costume yet. Are you one of those people who has it all planned out, or?
Oh, I wish. I'm scrambling too. My kids have been reminding me every single day. But hey, speaking of things we actually did plan, I'm super excited that we just published this massive blog post on cart abandonment recovery.
Yes! Cart abandonment recovery. You're losing $300K plus during Q4. And honestly, folks, that headline is not clickbait. The numbers are wild.
We're definitely going to dive deep into that one today because it's Q4. And if you're bleeding money through abandoned carts right now, we need to fix that yesterday.
Exactly. So here's what we've got for you today in our usual 20-minute sprint through everything e-commerce. First up, we're breaking down that cart abandonment post, the exact timing, sequencing, and personalization strategies that actually work.
Then we've got Amazon and Walmart's new AI shopping assistants. Are they helpful? Or are they just really good at selling you stuff you don't need?
Spoiler alert, it's complicated. We're also talking about Shopify stock absolutely crushing it right now, and their new holiday report showing people are actually using AI to shop.
Oh, and you won't believe what's happening with eBay's ad algorithm and Amazon's new seller challenge with 3 lifelines. It's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but for merchants.
Right? Plus, Target just laid off 1,800 people, their first major cuts in a decade. And we need to talk about what that means for retail heading into the holidays.
And we're closing with the AWS outage that broke half the internet last week. Turns out everything you read about it was wrong, and the real story is somehow even weirder.
So buckle up. Let's get into it. All right, so Rachel, we just published something on the Blikket blog that I'm genuinely excited about. And honestly, the timing couldn't be better.
Oh, the cart abandonment piece? Max, I've been waiting to talk about this one. The headline alone should make every e-commerce brand sit up and pay attention.
Right, you're losing $300K plus during Q4. And before anyone thinks that's hyperbole, we actually did the math on this, like real numbers from real stores.
Yeah, and what kills me is that most brands don't even realize how much money is just evaporating. They're so focused on getting traffic, Facebook ads, Google shopping, all that stuff. And traffic is up, sometimes like 200% during Q4. But then,
poof, gone. Cart loaded, customer vanished.
Exactly. And here's what I love about this post. We get into the psychology of why this happens, because it's not just about adding a discount code or sending one sad little abandoned cart email.
Oh man, the single email approach. That's like showing up to someone's door once, knocking, and then just assuming they're not home forever.
Right? And especially during Q4, people are getting bombarded. Like, Halloween is this week, then we're straight into the holiday shopping madness. Your customers are getting 1,000 emails a day. One generic, hey, you forgot something, email isn't cutting through that noise.
So in the post, we break down what actually works. And I think one of the biggest takeaways is the timing piece. People think you should wait 24 hours before sending that first email. Wrong. Dead wrong.
Yeah, we're seeing the best results when brands send that first touch point within the first hour. Sometimes even within 30 minutes, because that purchase intent is still hot.
It's like the person literally just had their credit card out. They were ready. Something interrupted them. Maybe their kid walked in. Maybe they got a phone call. Maybe they genuinely did leave the stove on. But that intent doesn't last forever.
And then we get into the sequence strategy, which is where brands really leave money on the table. It's not just about one email. You need a series, and each one needs a different angle.
Yeah, the 3 email framework we lay out in the post is pretty solid. First one is the soft reminder, hey, still interested? Second one adds value or answers objections. Third one creates urgency.
And we include actual examples in the blog post, which I think people will find super helpful. Like you can literally model your emails off what's working right now for other brands.
The other thing we cover that I don't see talked about enough is SMS recovery. Everyone's doing email, but if you have phone numbers and permission to text, the conversion rates on SMS cart abandonment are insane.
Oh, they're like 5x higher than email in some cases. But you have to be careful with it. You can't be spammy. We outline the do's and don'ts in the post.
And there's a section on personalizing the experience based on cart value, which I think is crucial. Like someone with a $50 cart versus a $500 cart needs a different approach.
Completely different. The high-value cart might need a phone call or a Zoom consultation offer. The lower-value cart might just need free shipping.
So if you're an e-commerce brand and you're heading into the busiest shopping season of the year, this post is basically a blueprint for not letting thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars slip through your fingers.
Yeah, and it's all on the Blikket blog. We'll drop the link in the show notes, but definitely check it out. The strategies in there could literally transform your Q4 numbers.
For real, we put a lot of work into making this actually actionable, not just theory. So go implement this stuff.
And speaking of implementation, let's talk about another way brands are leaving money on the table.
Okay, Rachel, I gotta tell you about this because it's literally happening while we shop. Amazon and Walmart are both rolling out AI shopping assistants. And honestly, it's kind of mind-blowing.
Wait, like actual AI that helps you decide what to buy? Because I could use that, Max. Last week, I spent 20 minutes staring at phone cases.
Ha! Yes, that's exactly what this is for. Amazon's new tool actually compares products side by side for you. So instead of opening 17 tabs trying to figure out which wireless headphones are better, the AI just tells you.
Okay, that's actually genius. What does it look at?
Super cool stuff. It analyzes customer reviews, product specs, all the details you'd normally have to dig through yourself. It's like having that really knowledgeable friend who's already researched everything.
And Walmart's doing something similar with ChatGPT, right? I saw something about instant checkout.
Yes, they're using it to streamline the whole shopping experience. You can basically have a conversation with it, like, I need a gift for my nephew who loves dinosaurs. And boom, it guides you through options and checkout.
Okay, but here's what I'm wondering. Is this actually helping customers, or is it just pushing products?
That's such a good point. And here's the deal. These retailers are entering what's called a feedback loop. The AI learns from what people buy, what they return, what reviews they leave, and it keeps getting smarter.
Wait, so it's learning from everyone's shopping behavior?
Exactly. Think about it like this. Every time someone uses the AI to find the perfect coffee maker, then leaves a review, that data goes back into the system. It's constantly improving.
I mean, that reminds me of what we just talked about with cart abandonment. If AI can help people actually decide and check out faster, that's huge for retailers, right?
Absolutely. You're connecting the dots here. If the AI reduces that I can't decide paralysis, people actually complete their purchases instead of abandoning their carts.
But honestly, I have mixed feelings about this. On one hand, I'd love help deciding between similar products. On the other hand, I'm not entirely convinced the AI isn't just steering me toward whatever Amazon or Walmart wants to sell.
Ha! You sound like my mom. She's convinced every recommendation is a conspiracy.
I'm not that bad. I just think we should be aware, you know?
No, you're right, though. The AI is trained on purchase data and reviews, but ultimately, it's built by the retailer. There's definitely a question of bias there.
What about smaller retailers? Can they compete with this?
Actually, yes. That's where this gets interesting. The technology is becoming more accessible. Smaller e-commerce sites are starting to use similar AI tools to help their customers navigate products.
Really? So it's not just the big players.
Not anymore. And here's what's wild. With the holiday shopping data we're about to dive into next, you can see AI recommendations are already changing how people shop. Customers are actually embracing it.
I guess if it saves me from decision fatigue, I'm here for it. Like, genuinely. Choosing between 6 nearly identical products is exhausting.
Check this out, though. Amazon's AI can even explain why one product might be better for your specific needs. It's not just saying, buy this one. It's actually reasoning through it.
Okay, that's actually pretty helpful. As long as it's transparent about how it's making those decisions.
Right? And that's going to be the key thing moving forward. Subway need to balance helpful AI with trust. Because the second shoppers feel manipulated, they're out.
Exactly. It's got to feel like a helpful shopping buddy, not a pushy salesperson.
And honestly, we're just scratching the surface here. This technology is evolving super fast. Okay, Rachel, so we just talked about Amazon's AI shopping assistant, right? Well, buckle up because Shopify is basically having their best year ever, and AI is a huge part of the story.
Wait, seriously? I mean, I know Shopify's been around forever, but their best year ever? That's a bold claim, Max.
I'm telling you! So Shopify just dropped their 2025 Global Holiday Retail Report, and the numbers are wild. Holiday spending bounced back in a big way. And get this, shoppers are actually embracing AI tools for shopping. Like, not just tolerating them, actually using them.
No way. That's such a turnaround from a few years ago, when everyone was like, I just want to talk to a real person.
Right? It's like when my dad finally figured out that he could ask Alexa to play his favorite oldies station. Once people see how AI actually helps them find what they want faster, they're all in.
Okay, so that makes sense with what we were just saying about Amazon's shopping assistant. But here's what I'm wondering. Is this good news actually making Shopify's stock price go a little crazy?
Oh, you've been doing your homework. Yeah, so Shopify's stock has had this massive rally in 2025. We're talking serious gains here. And now everyone's debating whether it's gone too far or if there's still room to grow.
I mean, that's the million-dollar question, literally. What's driving all this optimism?
Okay, so here's the deal. The bull case for Shopify is actually super compelling. First off, they've basically become the go-to platform for anyone who wants to start an online business. We're talking millions of merchants using their platform globally.
That's pretty impressive. But what else? Because there's got to be more to it than just being popular.
Exactly. So they're expanding beyond just helping people set up online stores. They're getting into payment processing, shipping logistics, and, you guessed it, AI-powered tools that help merchants understand their customers better. It's like they're building this entire ecosystem.
That reminds me of what Amazon's doing, but for small businesses instead of consumers. That's actually really smart.
Yeah, it's like David getting all of Goliath's best weapons. But here's where I get a little nervous, honestly.
Uh-oh, here comes the skeptical Rachel side. What's bugging you?
Well, when the stock rallies this hard, this fast, you have to wonder if expectations are getting a little too high, you know? Like, can they actually deliver on all this promise?
That's such a good point. It's one thing to have a great platform, but another thing entirely to keep growing when you're already huge.
And competition is heating up. I mean, we were just talking about how all these big players are jumping into AI shopping tools. Shopify's got to stay ahead of the curve.
But that holiday report, though? If shoppers are actually spending more and embracing these new technologies, that's got to be good news for everyone selling on Shopify's platform, right?
Totally. And you know what's cool? This whole AI trend isn't just benefiting the mega corporations. Small business owners using Shopify can access similar technology to optimize their stores and connect with customers.
It's like democratizing the shopping experience. Did I just sound like a business textbook?
A little bit, but you're not wrong. The real question is whether Shopify can maintain this momentum, or if investors are getting a little ahead of themselves.
I guess we'll see. Although speaking of how platforms are changing things up, you know what's interesting? eBay's also making some moves with their search results and ads.
Oh yeah, we should definitely talk about that next. Okay, Rachel, so we've got to talk about what's happening over at eBay and Amazon, because honestly, it's kind of a wild week for marketplace sellers.
Oh, I saw something about this. eBay's changing up their ads, right? What's the deal with that?
Yeah, so eBay just confirmed they're tweaking how ads show up in search results. And sellers are, paying pretty close attention, because this stuff directly affects whether their products get seen or not.
I mean, it makes sense that they're nervous. If you're selling on eBay, visibility is literally everything. Like, you could have the most amazing product, but if nobody sees it...
Exactly. It's like having a lemonade stand in your basement. Sure, the lemonade might be incredible, but who's going to know about it?
That's actually a perfect analogy. So what's eBay changing exactly?
Well, they're adjusting the algorithm for how promoted listings appear. The interesting part is they're trying to balance giving advertisers good placement while not completely burying organic search results. It's like trying to keep everyone happy at Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay, that's a tough balance. But speaking of eBay, didn't they just have some big seller check-in meeting too?
Yes! They rolled out some new features and talked holiday marketing strategy. Oh, and they've got a new GM, general manager. Basically someone new running the show for seller relations.
I'm not entirely convinced that sellers love all these constant changes, though. Like just when you figure out how the platform works, boom, everything's different.
That's such a good point. But here's the thing. Amazon's actually trying something kind of cool to help sellers navigate their platform. They launched this seller challenge thing.
Wait, seriously? Like a game show or something?
Ha! I wish. But no, it's actually pretty clever. Sellers get 3 lifelines, kind of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire style, to help them solve problems on the platform.
Okay, that's actually really creative. What kind of lifelines are we talking about?
So it's designed to help sellers work through common issues, like account problems or listing challenges. It's Amazon's way of making their platform feel less overwhelming, especially for newer sellers.
I mean, that's actually addressing a real problem. Amazon can be super intimidating if you're just starting out.
Right? And speaking of Amazon making moves, check this out. They just partnered with USPS for doorstep returns.
Wait, so like the mail carrier just picks it up from your door?
Exactly. No more driving to a UPS store or Whole Foods or wherever. You just schedule a pickup, leave it at your door, and boom, the postal worker grabs it.
Honestly, that's kind of brilliant, especially thinking about what we talked about earlier with holiday shopping trends. The easier returns are, the more confident people feel about buying online.
Totally. And for sellers, this is actually huge, because easy returns mean fewer customer complaints and better ratings. It's like, when the whole process is smooth, everybody wins.
I'm wondering how this affects smaller sellers, though. Like, do these changes help the little guys or just make it easier for the big brands to dominate?
That's the million-dollar question, honestly. These platforms are constantly trying to balance between, making money from ads and keeping the marketplace fair for everyone.
Well, one thing's for sure. If you're selling online, you've got to stay on your toes. These platforms are not sitting still.
No kidding. It's like playing a video game where they keep changing the rules mid-level.
And speaking of challenges, Target's having some of their own right now with those corporate layoffs we're about to get into.
Okay, so we need to talk about what's happening at Target right now, because honestly, it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I saw that news. 1,800 corporate jobs cut. That's their first major layoff in a decade, right?
Exactly. And Target's calling it a necessary step, which, is corporate speak for things are really tough right now. But here's the thing. This isn't just about Target struggling. This is like the canary in the coal mine for the whole retail industry.
What do you mean? Target's always been one of the stronger retailers, haven't they?
They have been. That's what makes this so significant. If Target, with their fancy stores and their cool collaborations and everything, if they're having to make cuts like this, it tells us something bigger is happening in retail.
I was just thinking about that, actually. We were talking about eBay changing their ad strategies in the last segment, and now we're seeing physical retailers really struggling too. It's like everyone's trying to figure out how to make money right now.
Oh, and get this. There's this wild survey that just came out saying consumers are experiencing discount burnout, like actual burnout from too many sales.
Wait, seriously? How is that even possible? I thought everyone loves a good deal.
Right? It's kind of hilarious when you think about it. But apparently, we've been hit with so many emails about 40% off this and flash sale that and limited time only. People are just numb to it now. It's like when your favorite song gets played too much on the radio.
That actually makes sense, though. I mean, if everything's always on sale, is anything really on sale? It's like the boy who cried discount.
Ha! I love that. The boy who cried discount.
But here's what I'm wondering. We're only 2 months away from Christmas. What does this mean for holiday shopping? Are retailers basically panicking right now?
Okay, so retail executives are definitely nervous, but they're trying to stay optimistic. The thing is, shoppers are being way more careful with their money. They're not just impulse buying anymore. People are like, do I really need this? Or am I just buying it because it's 30% off?
So what's Target's strategy here? Cut jobs and hope for the best?
It's more about restructuring. They're trying to become leaner and more efficient. Think of it like this. If you're spending too much money keeping your house running, you might need to cut back on some expenses to stay afloat, right?
I hear you, but 1,800 people losing their jobs right before the holidays? That's rough. And those are real people with families and bills.
Absolutely. It's super tough. And honestly, this is part of a bigger trend we're seeing. Retail is changing so fast. Between online shopping, changing consumer habits, and economic uncertainty, traditional retailers are having to adapt or die.
You know what's interesting? This connects to what we'll be talking about next with Amazon's infrastructure issues. Even the giants are dealing with challenges. Nobody's immune right now.
Exactly. And for anyone running an online store or thinking about getting into e-commerce, this is a good reality check. You can't just throw discounts at everything and hope it works anymore.
So what should retailers be doing differently?
That's the million-dollar question. But I think it starts with understanding that customers want value, not just cheap prices. They want an experience, good customer service, products they actually need. It's about being smarter, not just cheaper.
Makes sense. Quality over quantity, whether that's products or discounts or even employees, apparently.
Right. And as we head into the busiest shopping season of the year, it's going to be really interesting to see who figures this out and who doesn't. Okay, Rachel, so you know how we were just talking about Target's layoffs and all that corporate restructuring stuff?
Yeah, that was pretty heavy.
Well, buckle up, because last week, Amazon had a different kind of disaster. Their entire cloud infrastructure went down, and I mean down.
Wait, you're talking about AWS? That's like the backbone of the internet, right?
Exactly. Amazon Web Services basically powers half the websites you use every day. Netflix, Reddit, even some of Target's systems, probably. So when AWS goes down, it's like watching the internet have a collective meltdown.
Okay, so what actually happened? Was it like a massive cyber attack or something dramatic?
This is what kills me. It was a DNS race condition, which sounds super technical, but it's basically like, imagine two people trying to go through the same door at the exact same time, and they both get stuck.
Oh, like when my dog and I try to go through the doorway together and we just jam up?
Yes, exactly like that. Except instead of your dog, it's millions of computers. And instead of being stuck for 2 seconds, websites around the world just stopped working.
That's honestly terrifying when you think about it. I mean, we're so dependent on cloud services now. How long was everything down?
Several hours. And here's the kicker. The media was reporting all these wild theories about what happened. People thought it was hackers, some massive hardware failure, you know?
But it wasn't?
Nope. The Register actually had to write an article literally titled, "Everything You Know About Last Week's AWS Outage is Wrong." It was just this tiny, super specific software glitch with their DNS system.
A tiny glitch that brought down a massive chunk of the internet. That's kind of a scary reminder of how fragile all this technology really is.
Right? And think about all those e-commerce businesses we talk about. When AWS goes down, they're literally losing money every second. Can't process orders, can't update inventory. Customers can't even browse their websites.
I was just thinking about that. Especially with companies cutting staff like Target's doing. You need your infrastructure to be rock solid because you've got fewer people to handle problems when they pop up.
Oh, that's such a good point. You can't just throw more employees at a technical problem. You need systems that actually work.
But here's what I'm wondering. If one DNS race condition can cause this much chaos, what does that say about how Amazon's built their system? Like, shouldn't there be backup plans for the backup plans?
I mean, there are redundancies, but sometimes you get this perfect storm of bad timing, and even the smartest engineers in the world can't predict every single scenario.
So basically what you're saying is the internet is held together with digital duct tape and prayers.
Ha! Kind of. I mean, it works 99.9% of the time, but that 0.1%, that's when everyone remembers just how much we depend on these massive tech companies.
It really makes you appreciate when things just work. Like, we take it for granted that we can click a button and order something, and it all happens seamlessly behind the scenes.
Until it doesn't. And then suddenly everyone's talking about DNS and cloud infrastructure like we're all IT experts.
Well, at least now when someone asks what happened, we can say DNS race condition and sound super smart.
Right? Game changer. Tech support level unlocked. Well, that's a wrap on week 44 of e-commerce news, everybody. And wow, what a week it was.
Right? From Target's massive layoffs to Amazon basically breaking the internet with a software bug that was like two people getting stuck in a doorway. I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
Honestly, though, the thing that got me most excited was all the AI shopping assistant stuff. Like, we're living in the future where your shopping buddy is literally an algorithm that's learned from millions of other shoppers. That's wild.
Yeah, and I keep thinking about that cart abandonment piece. $300K lost during Q4 alone. That number just sticks with you, you know? It makes you realize how much potential is just sitting there, waiting to be recovered.
For sure. And speaking of things sitting there waiting, Halloween is this week. So if you're still scrambling for a last-minute costume, maybe dress up as an abandoned shopping cart. Too niche?
Way too niche, Max. But we appreciate the commitment to the theme. Seriously, though, thanks so much for hanging out with us today. It really does mean a lot.
Absolutely. And hey, if you enjoyed our little deep dive into the e-commerce chaos this week, we'd love it if you joined us again next week for more news and, let's be honest, probably a few more of my terrible jokes.
They really are terrible.
I know, but you love them. Oh, and if you want more cool resources, tools, or just want to see what we're up to, swing by Blikket.co. We've got tons of stuff there that might help your business.
And before we go, I'm genuinely curious. What did you think about those AI shopping assistants? Are they helpful shopping buddies or just fancy sales tools? It's something I've been pondering all week.
Ooh, that's a good question to leave people with. Something to think about while you're doom scrolling online at 2 a.m. All right, everyone. We'll catch you next week with more e-commerce news, updates, and whatever chaos the retail world decides to throw at us.
Until then, take care of yourselves and happy selling.
Later, everyone.
Bye!